This is the Jason Walker Show. Two-time National Sports Media Association Montana Sportscaster of the Year and three-time loser, the Jason Walker Show. The best local and statewide sports coverage, featuring the biggest guests from Montana.
Flint Rasmussen joining us here on the Jason Walker Show.
He's freaking exhausting, too. You used to dance a lot more. Yeah, I know, lady. I'm 51 years old now.
The NAI Hall of Famer Mike Van Diest joining us here, Jason Walker Show. And is it just a deal where quarterbacks have to be good golfers?
Well, that's all they have time for. They don't work out. They don't lift weights. They don't do anything else. They might as well go get on the golf course and at least have some fun.
And from across the country,
Doug Gottlieb, our guest here on the Jason Walker Show.
End of the day, remember, it's your show. It's your name on it.
Howie Mandel, our guest here.
Jason Walker, deal or no deal?
the Jason Walker Show.
Howdy, happy Monday. Welcome, Jason Walker Show inside the Above All Handyman Services Man Cave, and looking forward to getting back in the saddle. Took last week off, hanging out with the little one, having some fun, and it was a good time. Make sure, by the way, you get in touch with Above All Handyman Services for anything you need done. Literally anything. We had them do some work last year in the house, and it was absolutely awesome. And you can give them a call, 465-3483. They will also do roofing. They do anything related to a house. And they're offering a 10% off paint job up to $250 by mentioning the Jason Walker Show. So there you go. Had a good time. You can watch the show on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. You can listen on Podbean, Network One Sports, TreasureStateRadio.com, and so many more great places. Just go to JasonWalkerShow.com for anything. Coming up today, Ryan Schulte, Helena High tennis coach. Nicole Riebe, Helena High softball coach. No, reverse those. Schulte's the softball, Riebe's tennis. Yep. That's what you get when you take a week off. Opening segment brought to you by Montana Custom Log Homes, the premier log home company in the industry with three distinct divisions, so you can create the log home of your dreams and budget. You got milled log, you've got handcrafted, and you've got timber frame. With project management services, veteran-owned and woman-owned, family-owned and operated, great family. Get a hold of yourcustomlog.com today to get started. Montana Custom Log Homes. Also going to have your Auto Contest Performance of the Week coming up as well. So there's that. Big times this week, too. Thursday, Mackenzie Johnston, Capital Lady Grizz standout, will join us from Germany. We're going to talk to Great Falls Bison Reed Harris about his decision to go to Boston College Thursday. You've got Ryan Swenson, Alex Eshelman. Tara Vanderveer will join us tomorrow. The great Hall of Fame Stanford coach will join us. She'll be speaking at Montana Western's commencement May 7th, and she'll join us tomorrow here on the show. Looking forward to chatting with her. And it's just going to be a fun week. And we mentioned Ryan Schulte and Nicole Riebe coming up a little bit later on today. So did take last week off, and the wife was out of town with work, her first work travel since February 2020. And so it was just the little one and I hanging out, and we had a great time. Had a good Easter yesterday as well. Hope you did. Happy Easter. My wife actually came back with my new shirt, the Tommy football shirt from Up Top. T-shirts. So, yeah, it's comfy. You got to support Tommy football, right? Touchdown Tommy. But yeah, didn't do much last week. Just hung around, enjoyed the weather, I guess you could say. We need the precipitation, I get it, but it was cold. It was downright cold. And that affected sports across the state of Montana. You had track meets get started and then canceled in the middle because of weather and snow. Wasn't just the cold. You had tennis getting canceled. You had softball. You had it was just a crazy week. But hope you had a good week. There was still business as Helena Public Schools Friday announced that Katie Clement will be the new head volleyball coach at Capital, replacing Rebecca Cleveland. And she's been a great player, great coach, and not only in the club circuit, but also the Helena Homeschool, and is ready to take over for a team that won 3 consecutive state championships in AA from 2018 to 2020, and 71 consecutive wins at one point. Did not make state last year. She has to wait approval from the Helena School Board, of course, but that's usually a done deal by the time they announce it to the media. So congratulations to her. We were at the MSU Spring Rodeo a week ago. Miles Community College Rodeo was canceled, rescheduled for May 5th and 6th, or 6th and 7th, right around there, 5th and 6th, I think. But had a fun time on SWX with Caleb Bennett, professional bullfighter, and also Alex Eshelman. We'll talk to her on Wednesday about it a little bit. And it was good. It was good to be back in the brick, seeing rodeo back where it belongs, the best rodeo in college for sure, and maybe one of the best rodeos all around, including PRCA and other rodeos. It was just fantastic atmosphere, electric atmosphere. They raised the banner for the 2021 national champions for the Montana State women. The football team running the team out onto the field, onto the dirt, which was pretty cool to see. Little role reversal there. But it was just, it was fun to be back. And with college rodeo spring season, you've got the PRCA, you've got PBR coming up in Billings in a couple weeks. NFL draft is next week. How high will Troy Anderson go? And there's a lot of talk of potential Friday with the second round or early Saturday in the third round. But it's going to be fun as we enter the home stretch, really. I mean, we have a month left, month and a half of spring sports. Baseball is underway. Pioneer League gets started next month, but you also have Legion going on. Just lots of great stuff going on around the state. And really across the nation, too. I mean, I sat yesterday and watched Jordan Spieth in Hilton Head. Man, what an unbelievable performance that was. And 2 eagles. He had 3 eagles in a row on the par 5s dating back to Saturday. I mean, it was absolutely a great performance. And what was great about Spieth, too, was the fact that he was, he tells a bunch of kids in the autograph line, he's like, look, I don't know if there's going to be a playoff, but I'll come back either way, I promise. Whether I lose or whether there's a playoff, no matter what happens, I'll come back, I promise. And he did. He upheld his promise to the kids and stayed to sign autographs. And those moments, you think back to when Phil Mickelson won his first Masters and his family comes running out. His wife, Amy, and then the kids. And it was just... It's beautiful, and Spieth winning for the first time as a dad and having his kid there with his wife, it was just awesome. And I'm a big Jordan Spieth fan, so what a great guy. And some of the shots he pulled off were unbelievable. And there were great shots all the way around. I mean, it makes you jealous as a duffer when you look back and think, oh my, these guys are really good. And their shot-making thinking skills are pretty good too, so... But yeah, controversy down in Anaconda. Rochi Estes and Andy Sultenberger out. They were requested to be rehired by the athletics director, and the school board said, yeah, no. So lots of stuff going on down there, and it's not all good, it sounds like. News coming out today, Camden Hilborn is going to come back for another year at Carroll College. Her 5th because of COVID. So she gets to come back. Started all 35 games last year for the Saints, and Rochelle Sayers, nearly 5 assists a game to go along with the 5 points and a couple of rebounds. She was 10th in the nation with 166 assists and ranked 5th in the country with a 3-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. That's pretty good. She had 13 assists, career high a couple of times. And she's a winner, and Carroll's going to be happy to have her back, along with Jamie Pickens and others, for sure. So let's see, what did Taylor Hansen. We don't talk soccer a whole lot, but former Grizz Taylor Hansen made her professional debut with the San Diego Wave FC of the National Women's Soccer League last week. And by all accounts, playing pretty well. And she's on a team with women's national team player Alex Morgan, which is pretty amazing. And pretty good stuff there. So, but it was a crazy week in sports last week, or lack thereof, I guess, in sports. But MHSA making news, coming out with, Mark Beckman decided he's going to finally retire after 25 years. 18 is the executive director. He's done in June. And then you've got schools moving up. Big Fork going to Class A, which will now throw off balance the Class A yet again. And I believe Columbia Falls is next in line to move up in a few years. Fairview, Chinook, Lone Peak, Darby, Ennis, Park City, Superior going to Class B. Forsyth dropping to Class C. And the reassignment based off of enrollment numbers. And we knew Big Fork was going to move up. I mean, that's been the talk for a long time. After Belgrade, it was going to be Big Fork and then probably Columbia Falls because everybody's moving to Belgrade and those areas in northwest Montana as well. So, boys powerlifting lifting dropped as a sanctioned sport. There wasn't a whole lot of interest. The state championships were awarded for a couple of years from now, 2023-24 season. Basketball is going to be played in Missoula for the state AA, Butte for the state A, Billings for the state B, and state C in Great Falls, which is a great event. I mean, the state C in Great Falls, I don't know if it gets better than that. And a bunch of other places. Got some golf, volleyball, of course, Bozeman always, wrestling in Billings. So, Helena, of course, not in there because Helena doesn't really have a whole lot of facilities or infrastructure to host state tournaments. Hi, Art. Art tuning in on the Facebook. Appreciate you, buddy. Got to get a hold of you. Eventually. Probably not tonight, but I'll give you a call this week. Let's see. What else did we see that's going on? Not a whole lot, really. I mean, with all the cancellations and postponements last week, it was a good week to take off, in essence. So there you go. Let's see. You've got the Big Sky down in Phoenix area playing golf. Frontier Championships last week down in Boise, and they battled weather all week. But it was yes, we need to get out and golf. When the weather's nice, we'll get out and golf. But you got to get your butt over here. Oh, man. All right. We'll take a break. We'll come back. And when we return, we'll talk some softball. Helena High didn't get a whole lot of chances to play last week, but when they did, they made the most of it on Friday. And we'll talk with Ryan Schulte when we return. The opening segment of the Jason Walker Show is brought to you by Montana Custom Log Homes. It is the premier log home company in the industry. Now, you can bring your own plans, or you can go on their website, yourcustomlog.com, and check out the 15-plus different offerings they offer. And from 700 square feet up to as big as you want. They'll create the log home of your dreams, and it's going to last for generations. 50-plus years experience, the finest craftsmen available in the state, and they are hiring as well. So if you enjoy building log homes, I mean, think back to when you were Lincoln Logs, right? As a kid, the Lincoln Logs were awesome. You could build anything. And that's what Montana Custom Log Home does. They will build you the home of your dreams. And most importantly, they'll fit your budget. Check them out, yourcustomlog.com. All right, we'll come back. Ryan Schulte will join us. Auto Concepts Performance of the Week on the way and much more still to come. This is the Jason Walker Show.
Strength, beauty, grit, superior craftsmanship. Our homes have it all. At Montana Custom Log Homes, if you can dream it, we can build it. With 3 divisions and over 50 years experience, we've got you covered. From a showcase home to a small cabin, we make your vision a reality. Because every cowboy wants a castle for his queen. Montana Custom Log Homes, crafting homes that last for generations.
Everyone knows about Dinners Done Right and the convenience of the cook and carry cuisines. It's so easy to just stop by and you have something for dinner that night. But there's also one more thing you need to know about. Dinners Done Right Grab and Go Salad Bar. Yes, I said salad bar. Always the freshest ingredients, along with a daily soup and nacho bar too. So the next time you are in a rush or you just want to eat healthy, stop by Dinners Done Right for the soup, salad, and nacho bar. For monthly menus and more info, it's dinnersdoneright.com. Father's Day is coming fast, and what more would that great dad in your life want than a full detail from Auto Concepts? Or maybe he would just prefer a lift kit. It's also camping season, and now is the perfect time to outfit that rig with a winch just in case. Auto Concepts is your home for everything for your vehicle, including updating your car stereo system too. Auto Concepts also has gift certificates for dad or yourself. Visit AutoConceptsHelena.com. Auto Concepts, the auto enhancement professionals.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena today. Yes, it's true that Montana is a long way from the Gulf Coast, but you can bring that Cajun flavor home with a stop at Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys to classic sandwiches, Cafe Zydeco has all the best Cajun in town. Are you in the mood for seafood gumbo or crawfish etouffee? Maybe you're craving jambalaya with some shrimp and grits. Head in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or call ahead for pickup or delivery. Cafe Zydeco will fix all your southern cravings, even on a chilly Montana day. Cafe Zydeco is a proud sponsor of The Jason Walker Show.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $299. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
Welcome back to the Jason Walker Show.
Welcome back, Jason Walker Show on a Monday. Got a good week lined up ahead of us. Tara Vanderveer will join us tomorrow, the Stanford head basketball coach for the women, Hall of Famer, winning as coach as well. Going to talk to Ryan Swenson, Alex Eshelman, Mike Miller, scheduled on Thursday. Reed Harris, Great Falls High product, who's headed off to play football at Boston College. And Mackenzie Johnston, former Capitol High Lady Grizz standout. That's her jersey right there that she wore in the 2015 state championship win for the Capitol Girls, the first state title. So she's got a team in Germany along with Lizzie Klinker playing in a championship in the Pro League over there on Saturday. So we'll talk to Mackenzie Johnston here on Thursday on the Jason Walker Show. Got your Auto Concepts Performance of the Week coming up. Make sure you get your nominations in if you so choose. It's going to be hard to top, well, there wasn't a whole lot. But it's going to be hard to top what we think is going to be the Performance of the Week. You can email our Twitter handle, by the way, at JWalkerSports. And our phone number is 406-209-1267. What else do we got coming up today, I think? Oh, on this day in history, the walk-off, and a whole lot more as well. Just had something pop into the head. Does that drive you nuts when something pops into the head and then you can't remember what you wanted to talk about? Yeah, it happens to me a lot. A lot. Oh, man. Flathead High has a new football coach. I don't know if you saw that last week as well, but congratulations. Let me pull up the message once again because, again, I sometimes forget. Caleb Alland will join us soon, but replacing Alex Cummings. Great Falls Central with a new football coach as well. So, one thing that's consistent at Helena High, though, is softball coach Ryan Schulte. And it was not a great week for practice nor games a week ago. But when Helena High and Capital both got the chance to travel up to the Flathead on Friday, they both made the opportunity, each coming away with shutouts. Got Crosstown this week, too. So, tomorrow, by the way. And we'll talk to Ryan Schulte now as he joins us on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline to talk about his Bengals here on the Jason Walker Show.
All right, Coach, welcome back to the show, and happy Easter if you celebrate it. I'm not sure, but it seems like the right thing to say after the yesterday, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We do, and yeah, happy Easter back to you as well.
What do you do for Easter? Do you still do stuff with the kids?
I'm sorry, what was that, Jason?
What exactly do you do for Easter?
We usually get up early and head to mass, and then spend the rest of the morning either searching for Easter bags or Easter or eggs or whatever the case may be. But then it's usually some afternoon family time. My wife's family lives in town, so we spent the afternoon with her sister and her mom and dad, and so it was fun. It was a good day.
It is, and you can always tell it's Easter when it snows, right?
Absolutely. And I had to take my shovel back out yesterday. I swore I wasn't going to do that.
Ryan Schulte joining us, the Helena High softball coach, after the Bengals picked up a couple of big wins last week. It was a difficult week because of weather. It's spring in Montana. You coach a spring sport. We know it's going to happen. But exactly how rough was last week? Because it had been a while since you guys had played. You wanted to get back out, but you really couldn't.
Yeah, we didn't spend a day outside last week for practice until our first day outside was Friday when we were up playing. And so it was a little bit of an off week in terms of just trying to figure out, how to handle inside practice. And obviously we got track in the gym, and tennis was running around there. And so it was kind of an adjust thing and tried to make the most out of our time. I know on Tuesday we went really long, longer than I anticipated, but then Wednesday and Thursday we had pretty short, pretty crisp practice. Had a few things we needed to work on from our game against Butte, and kind of identified a few of those things, and really tried to work hard on those in those inside practices. Fortunately, there were things we could do inside, so it worked out well.
When you look at inside versus outside, obviously you're limited inside, like you mentioned. The gym has 300 athletes in it. Well, not maybe that many, but 100 athletes in there trying to do their things. You really can't hit. You really can't work on fielding. Pitching's about the only thing you can work on, and that's really the most important thing, right?
Yeah, and actually what we did was, after that Butte game, like I said, we identified a few things for our pitchers. We were just throwing too many pitches right down the middle of the plate, and so we knew we had to work on our locations, and we had to work on for our hitters. We needed to see the ball a little bit better. I didn't mind our swings at all. The weeks kind of leading up, but I could just tell we weren't seeing the ball very well, and so we spent the whole day with our pitchers just throwing to spots and hitters in there not swinging, but going through their full approach and their full routine, and just watching live pitches and trying to get their foot down on time and trying to work their timing in their eyes. And I think it paid off for us on both sides.
It's been a rough start to the season as far as weather, like we talked about, but how much of that how helps or hinders the young pitching staff?
Well, I think, and obviously never having gone out and trying to throw pitches in bad weather myself, it's hard for me to understand kind of what they're maybe going through. But I think that, if we're, that grip and the feel on the ball, and maybe your ball's not moving exactly how it should, I think, throwing a change up is tough with in the cold weather. And those were just some of the things I think that the pitchers were struggling with. I think it's one of those things that when they go out and they're in the circle and it's cold, like it has been, they're doing everything they can to just try to get the ball to do what they want it to. And I think it's a really hard thing. And I think we probably look at it and go, well, just figure it out. But, it's not an easy thing to do in the first place, and to be consistent with it. And then to have to turn around and do it when it's, 40 or 41 degrees and the wind blowing is, I think, really difficult. So I'm proud of them for battling through it. It's certainly been like you said, a tough go in terms of weather. And so I think they've done a good job just trying to battle through it and figuring it out.
Helena High softball coach Ryan Schulte joining us, Mike Miller, State Farm Hotline. Go back to Friday. You practice inside, like you said. You step out onto the field up in the Flathead, but pick up 2 big wins. How important were those? Because it's Western Conference play.
Yeah, they were huge. I mean, I was, like I said, the Butte game was a tough one. I didn't think we played very well, and to start conference off that way was not what we wanted. And so to go up there and get 2 wins, was really big for us, and I think big for their confidence to do it in the manner that we did. I was really, to go up and get a win anyway, anyhow, is good up there. But to go up and do it the way that we did, I thought was really good, and I think it showed a lot of the girls' preparation leading up to it in those 3 days in the gym. So it was really, really big for us for not only the wins, but for the girls to see kind of the payoff of how they practiced those 3 days before.
You get a shutout over Flathead. What's that do for confidence?
Well, it's huge. I mean, Flathead's young, but for Riley in the circle to go out and do what she did, I think she had 6 or 7 strikeouts, and we played clean behind her. But the biggest thing was we just jumped on them right away. We put 6 up in the first inning, and so that was a good way for us to start. And then you always worry about, okay, so we get 6 out or 6 runs, and then shut down that first inning and for them, and then can you keep it on? Can you keep just putting runs on? And I was proud of them. I think there was 1 inning we didn't. They switched pitchers on us, and we just didn't make an adjustment quick enough, and so we didn't score any that inning. And but we continued to kind of put 1 or 2 or 3 up after that. So that first one was huge to get for us. For a lot of reasons. Played clean defensively. The bats were going, and then obviously Riley in the circle, and then Mallory came in and finished off in the bottom of the 5th with 3 strikeouts. So it was good to get both of them in, and to see Mal come in and finish was awesome as well.
Kylie Wetzel 4 for 4 in that game from that leadoff spot. How important is that?
Well, she does a great job there, and those first couple weeks she was hitting the ball. But she was kind of hitting it right at people. And so it was we just needed her to kind of, just find some grass somehow, some way. And, she did that on Friday. I don't remember what she was against Glacier off the top of my head, but again, she's fast. If she can find her way on base anyway from that leadoff spot, she's a threat to steal. She's an aggressive base runner. And I think her presence just naturally puts some pressure on a defense.
She was 0 for 3, by the way, in that Glacier game. But
okay,
yeah.
All right.
But still went 4 for 7 for the day.
Yeah, not a bad day.
No, you'll take that. Ryan Schulte joining us, Jason Walker Show. You switch gears. You've got a big one tomorrow. It's at Northwest Park, scheduled with Capital High. They picked up a couple of big wins over the weekend as well, same schools. And it's obviously crosstown, which means a lot more than just another softball game.
Yeah, it absolutely does. And, I've been a part of crosstown games for 14 years as a football coach, and obviously 9 as a softball coach now. And, everybody can talk about trying to make it, just another game. And I'm sure that in my interviews or whatever, I've said the same thing time and time again. But honestly, I think we're all kidding ourselves if these, if we approach this and say, hey, this is any other game, it's just not. It isn't. These girls play together and they know each other, and there's a lot of pride there. And Miller and I have been coaching against each other for a long time, and it's always fun to go compete against him, but man, you want to beat him, and I know that he feels the same way about us. And so obviously it's a pride thing, and I think that at the end of the day, for these girls to come out and they got to treat it a little differently. They have to put themselves mentally in a little different spot to go compete and to go win. And we're going to talk about that today at practice, and then go out and get after it tomorrow.
When you look at their lineup, obviously they've got the same type of leadoff hitter, in a good one in Anna Cockhill, but she's got some power. Mm-hmm. How do you pitch to somebody like that from that leadoff spot? Because it's a little like Ricky Henderson.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about Anna is, she's a threat once she gets on. So you want to try to find a way to not get her on. So you certainly don't want to lead off with a walk. That's always a tough way to start with her. But you also can't give her anything to hit well, because she's going to hit it hard. She's just a great contact hitter. So you got to find a way to maybe just get her to either pop up or find a way to get a ground ball out of her. And even if you get a ground ball, it's tough, because you better come up and better be a quick transition and quick transfer and throw. And she's certainly a big threat there. And I think what we just have to figure out a way to do is make her try to hit the ball in terms of, make her hit the tough pitch. Don't give her anything or get down an account where she's going to feel real confident and be able to let loose. So you got to start ahead with her and put the pressure on her a little bit and maybe induce a swing on a bad pitch or something like that. But she's certainly a threat, and she's certainly a very, very good softball player.
Tell me about Capitals pitching, because they're pretty good there in the circle, and they have been for years.
Yeah, Nay's very good. We kind of caught the end of the Glacier game as we were showing up to Glacier from Flathead, and obviously she pitched very well against Glacier. Kept them to one run, and I think the big thing that if you look at her numbers, I think her walks are way down from last year, so she's gained. Her control's really good, and when she's throwing 62, 63 miles an hour, and it's that's tough to catch up, especially if the ball's moving at all. So she's going to be a presence. I'm sure we're going to see her, and then if it's not her, it's Amanda Middleton, who I know isn't pitching quite as much as Nay, obviously, but still a very capable young pitcher, or not young anymore, I guess, but pitcher in the circle. And then Catherine Emmert is not pitching as much, but we saw her a lot last year, and she beat us twice last year. So yeah, they're certainly talented in the circle. I think the big thing is to try to figure out if we can jump on them early and make them bring pitches into our zone a little bit. And if we can do that and stay disciplined and keep ourselves in the game, I think, we'll have an opportunity to maybe, keep that thing tight and close and battle through the end. So
today is National Animal Crackers Day. Were you a fan of animal crackers as a kid?
These are just the regular animal crackers, right? These aren't the frosted ones.
No, just the regular ones.
No, I'm not a fan of those. Now, if you're going to throw me the frosted ones, yeah, absolutely.
Really? Okay.
But just the regular animal crackers in the box, no, absolutely not. No.
What's your favorite animal to eat?
My favorite animal to eat?
As an animal cracker, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Oh, animal cracker, probably the elephant.
Okay. All right. That's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, you take the trunk off first and then move from there.
But you didn't like the animal crackers in the box with the little tiny string that you could hold and it looked like a little lunchbox?
Absolutely not. I think those things tasted like cardboard. I'm sorry. They get their own day. I'm a little surprised they actually get their own day. It's a little disappointing, to be honest with you.
Well, I think everything gets its own day. I mean, at one point.
Fair. We need to reevaluate that, Jason. I don't think that we need to do that anymore. We need to reevaluate some of that as a society, I think.
Oh, man, I love it. Helena High softball coach Ryan Schulte joining us, Jason Walker Show. Hey, good luck against Capital tomorrow, and let's hope for warmer weather for the rest of the season.
Absolutely. I appreciate it, Jason. Take care.
Ryan Schulte joining us on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. It's not just a bundle. It's your home, it's your auto, it's your life. Mike understands that. Get hold of Mike Miller State Farm in Helena today. So yeah, crosstown tomorrow, weather permitting. There is chat possibly of moving it to Wednesday, but as of right now, it's still on for tomorrow over at Northwest Park, and it's fantastic. Crosstown softball is awesome. Softball in general is fun to watch, and it's pretty darn cool too. So, going to be fun tomorrow, and we have Mike Miller, the head softball coach at Capital, scheduled to join us on Wednesday, as long as they play tomorrow. So there you go. Man. Yeah, weather. It's spring. It's Montana. It always means that, right? That you've got to play along. And I give credit to the spring sports coaches because they, more than any other sport in Montana high school, deal with the weather really, like I said, more than any other sport. I mean, football, you get, if it snows, they're going to play. If it's too smoky, obviously they won't. But basketball, you'll see the occasional game or two, moved because of weather and roads and things like that. But the spring sports suffer the most. And it'll be interesting when baseball's added. I know a lot of the Class A schools are going to do it. AA hasn't signed off on it yet. But it's going to be interesting next year and moving forward because you just never know in spring. I mean, it was, 71 day, and you could get 4 inches of snow the next. So it's April in Montana. It's May in Montana. And that's how we roll. We grew up with it. We love it. It's frustrating, but it's all fun nonetheless. This segment of the Jason Walker Show brought to you by Rucker's Furniture. Make the quality choice for your home at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena. Take a quick break. We'll come back. Final call for your phone calls and Auto Concepts Performance of the Week nominees. And when we return, we'll talk to Helena High tennis coach Nicole Riebe. That is next. This is the Jason Walker Show.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $299. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
Father's Day is coming fast, and what more would that great dad in your life want than a full detail from Auto Concepts? Or maybe he would just prefer a lift kit. It's also camping season, and now is the perfect time to outfit that rig with a winch just in case. Auto Concepts is your home for everything for your vehicle, including updating your car stereo system too. Auto Concepts also has gift certificates for dad or yourself. Visit AutoConceptsHelena.com. Auto Concepts, the auto enhancement professionals. Everyone knows about Dinners Done Right and the convenience of the cook and carry cuisines. It's so easy to just stop by and you have something for dinner that night. But there's also one more thing you need to know about. Dinners Done Right Grab and Go Salad Bar. Yes, I said salad bar. Always the freshest ingredients, along with a daily soup and nacho bar too. So the next time you are in a rush or you just want to eat healthy, stop by Dinners Done Right for the soup, salad, and nacho bar. For monthly menus and more info, it's dinnersdoneright.com.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena today. Father's Day is coming fast, and what more would that great dad in your life want than a full detail from Auto Concepts? Or maybe he would just prefer a lift kit. It's also Yes, it's true that Montana is a long way from the Gulf Coast, but you can bring that Cajun flavor home with a stop at Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys to classic sandwiches, Cafe Zydeco has all the best Cajun in town. Are you in the mood for seafood gumbo or crawfish etouffee? Maybe you're craving jambalaya with some shrimp and grits. Head in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or call ahead for pickup or delivery. Cafe Zydeco will fix all your southern cravings, even on a chilly Montana day. Cafe Zydeco is a proud sponsor of The Jason Walker Show.
Strength, beauty, grit, superior craftsmanship. Our homes have it all. At Montana Custom Log Homes, if you can dream it, we can build it. With 3 divisions and over 50 years experience, we've got you covered. From a showcase home to a small cabin, we make your vision a reality. Because every cowboy wants a castle for his queen. Montana Custom Log Homes, crafting homes that last for generations.
This is the Jason Walker Show.
Welcome back, Jason Walker Show on a Monday. Hope you had a great weekend. Couldn't really get out and do a whole lot. It was cold. Yesterday was nice. This afternoon's been pretty nice as well. It's supposed to be windy tomorrow. Ugh. Oh well. Like I said, going into the break, it's that time of the year. Hey, get on the schedule now, by the way, of that time of the year for all of your lawn, tree, and pest needs with Nitro Green. We've been using Nitro Green here for, well, since 2016, since we moved into our home, and my grass has never been greener. I've never dealt with really any insects or bugs. They'll come out, they'll spray. They bait traps for mice. They'll spray for the hornets, which can be pretty bad at times. And then, of course, the lawn care. Oh, and trees. They do it all. So get on your schedule for Nitro Green. Great sponsor of the Jason Walker Show. On this day in history coming up, your auto contest performance of the week and more. But there is tennis to be played, hopefully, this week. And joining us now to talk about it on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline is the Helena High head tennis coach, Nicole Riebe, joining us on the Jason Walker Show.
All right, Coach, welcome back. Happy Easter. I don't know if you celebrate or not, but happy Easter to you.
Yeah, thank you. And happy Easter to you, too. It was nice to actually see some snow.
See some snow? Is that what you said?
I did. We need the precipitation. It should have come during winter, but, you know, we'll take it whenever we can get it at this point.
That is true. And you know it's always Easter in Montana when it snows.
Exactly.
We are talking with Nicole Riebe, the Helena High tennis coach. How tough was last week?
Last week was definitely inexperience. You know, we did not get a chance to get outdoors except for Friday afternoon. So Monday through Thursday, we were doing indoor practices and just kind of working out together and playing some, you know, team building games and things like that. So it was not an experience that the kids really want to hopefully do again later this year. So we're hoping for good weather from here on out.
Yeah, definitely. And I was talking to Ryan Schulte earlier. He said it was crazy to practice last week because you had tennis, softball, and track and field all in the gym at the same time, which makes things very interesting.
It does indeed. There's the gyms are pretty big, but there is some space issues once in a while when everybody's forced to go indoors.
Well, you know, you could combine. I should have asked him this too, but you could combine tennis and softball, and you could have your servers hit balls, and then his batters have to hit the balls.
Hey, there you go. That's a good idea. I'd never thought of that either. We'll have to present that the next time we have some indoor situations.
I think that would be an awesome thing, and then it's unity, it's team building across sports. I mean, it's a brilliant idea now that I think about it.
I like it. I really do. We'll see what happens in the future. You never know.
So obviously, it's been a while since you played some matches. How is that? How do you work that rust off?
The best thing is to just get back out there, work in practice, and then the great thing is we have like a full slate of matches this week. So tomorrow, varsity plays Missoula Big Sky. Wednesday is crosstown JV matches, and then Thursday is varsity crosstown matches. Saturday, varsity is in Kalispell, and JV is over in Missoula. So it's a perfect week to be able to work that rust off.
Yeah, definitely. And it's still going to be chilly. How do you approach that mentally with the team?
You know, it doesn't really seem like the cold is as bad as what it can be when it gets really, really hot. Right now is a nice temperature. You know, it's not too hot. Kids don't get drained nearly as much as they do physically and mentally in the hot weather. So in a lot of cases, the kids prefer the cooler weather as opposed to something really hot in the 70s.
You're like those weirdos that run marathons. They like it cooler.
Yeah, they do for some reason.
As a coach, how do you get ready for a busy week like this?
For me, my goodness, yes. Just for me, getting mentally prepared is can be a challenge with work duties and everything else, and then to work with the kids for coaching. It's just really making sure everybody's on the same page, reminding everybody, hey, this is when we need people here. This is what we have going on this week. Really make sure that there's no question in anybody's mind as to what's going on, and they're just excited to go play. So that's the biggest thing. It makes it super easy when you have a busy week like this. They're just excited to get out, play, hang out, and again, not see their teammates on the other side of the net.
Yeah, definitely. You mentioned tomorrow with the big match. What do you expect?
I'm expecting cool weather, but I'm hoping it's no rain. So, I don't really know what Missoula Big Sky has this year. I think last year they had at least one or two boys singles and a boys doubles team that was really, really good, and a girls singles that was very, very strong. So it's just going to, again, be kind of a who gets off the bus and how do we go ahead and prepare for who's out on the court. So that's just what we're looking at, is getting some matches in with whoever shows up.
Talking with Nicole Riebe, the Helena High tennis coach here, Mike Miller, State Farm Hotline. It's more important, obviously, for you guys to take care of business than it is really to worry about the opponent, because it's the game of tennis, and it's a mental challenge as much as it is physical in that sport. But when you look at this week, how important is it not only for getting games or matches in, but also just the fact that, we're running out of season here already. It's crazy to think about.
Yeah, it's hard to believe we're a month in the season and we've only had 2 competition days. The biggest thing is, every week the players have their own individual goals of what they're wanting to improve on that particular week, and a great time with as many matches as we have kind of, in such close days. The great thing about it is, match one, they go out and they work on this specific skill or sets of skills that they were really wanting to improve upon. And then, hey, maybe in the next match, they're like, hey, you know what? My service returns were really, really good, but here's the area that failed me. I really, really probably should work better on my footwork. So then we'll focus on that. So you just kind of break it down in chunks and really start working on those specific goals for each match at this point and go from there.
Nicole Riebe joining us, Jason Walker Show. Crosstown, it's always fun, but it always means a little something extra. So how do you approach crosstown tennis matches?
We approach it no different than any other match. It's actually the kids that usually end up bringing the excitement themselves and providing the energy, because so many of these kids have, grown up together. They've taken lessons together. They've practiced together. So it's, some kids want to show off to their friends and see what they can do. And so it's interesting just how much energy the kids really do bring to that whole crosstown rivalry week.
We look at, other sports, and the student body attends, obviously football, basketball, volleyball. But it's cool when you look around and see fellow classmates out there watching tennis. And it's not just parents and grandparents, but their peers. And what's that look like? What's that look like from your perspective?
Yeah, so it's always great when you can get any students showing up. And a big part of our tennis program is, hey, when we're in town, and if varsity is the one playing, we want those the JV kids there, especially like at Crosstown and other matches, to be able to, be there for the support and really show that, hey, we're a one big team. But it has been fun to be able to see like other students show up, whether they've got, it's maybe just their friends that are playing, and they'll drag other friends to come with them and be like, hey, let's go and watch so-and-so play. And so, it is really cool, and the kids enjoy it so much when it's more than just their families.
And you don't have, mom and dad yelling at you. You can block them out a little bit.
Well, tennis is quite a quiet sport, they really don't get yelled at too much at all by the spectators.
No, just the coaching staff.
No, we don't even yell at them.
But I've seen you on the sidelines, and you guys are behind the fence. And how much coaching goes on during a match? We know it's illegal in the pros at the majors, but how much coaching really happens behind the scenes during a match?
Yeah, so during a match, coaches can go and talk to their players during the changeover, which is after every odd-numbered game. Mm-hmm. We can't do it after the first game in the set, but after the third, fifth, seventh game, etc. So we can go out and talk to them. It's a 90-second break, and just kind of give them some feedback on what we're seeing, not only from them, but maybe what their opponents are doing, and maybe how to counter some tactics that's being used, and devise a strategy for our players to help them find success in that match. So it's in some ways, it's really nice. And I almost wish you could actually, as a coach, like other sports, be out there like every point and every play, and just get that reinforcement in there, and be able to, if there's a correction that needs to be made, correct that immediately. I played basketball in high school, and it was so nice to be able to have your coaches commenting right then and there with what was happening. Now, if they told me like 3 minutes later, I'd probably be like, I don't remember what you're talking about. It does help them to be able to get that feedback at those changeovers. So it's better than nothing.
It is National Animal Crackers Day today. Are you a fan, or were you a fan growing up, of animal crackers?
Growing up, that was the big treat when we traveled. Anytime it was going on a car trip, it was getting animal crackers. So I always knew when I saw a box that we were going on a road trip.
What was your favorite animal to eat?
It was the giraffe.
Oh, okay.
A very long neck that could take about 3 or 4 bites to get through.
Absolutely. Are you a fan of the frosted ones?
No.
Okay, interesting. Because your compatriot, Ryan Schulte, said he likes the frosted over the plain ones because they tasted like cardboard out of the box.
Well, maybe I was eating the cardboard and not the crackers.
Perfect. I like that. And it was cool, too, because that string was so thin, and you never knew when it was going to break.
Exactly.
Nicole Riebe joining us, Helena High tennis coach here. It's a fun sport, and I wish you guys could play more.
Yeah, it seems like we already have such a short season to begin with, and then with weather complications, it seems to shorten it so much more. But it's a great sport, and I know we got spoiled last year we had so many great days to be able to play. So we were fortunate for last year, and at least we didn't have to shovel snow at the beginning of the season. So I'm still happy about that.
Yeah, but you were a fan of the snow because we need the precipitation, but it messes with the tennis schedule.
It definitely can, yeah.
Tell me real quick about I guess it's Saturday with the Western Conference meetup in Kalispell. What are you looking for there?
We're just looking to kind of see from the rest of the Western Conference, the Missoula schools in particular, just to really see who's out there. Missoula Hellgate is usually very strong. Last year they sent 3 girls doubles teams to state, so it's kind of for me anyway, a preview to really see what's coming out of Missoula, specifically Missoula Hellgate, and just see how our players stack up against them.
Well, I'm looking forward to talking next week after the Bengals sweep all week. How would that sound?
Sounds great, Jason.
Hey, thanks for joining us. Enjoy the animal crackers. You should take a bunch to practice today.
We might just do that. You never know.
There you go. Nicole Riebe joining us. We'll talk to you next Monday.
Sounds good. Thank you, Jason.
Nicole Riebe joining us. Mike Miller, State Farm Hotline. And, big matches coming up for both the Bruins and the Bengals. We're going to talk to Ryan Swenson, Capital tennis coach, on Wednesday, scheduled. All right. Auto Concepts Performance of the Week. Got a nominee sent in, Madeline Todorovich of Helena High track. She's a freshman and has qualified in 6 events for state. I think you can only compete in 5. But, 6 events as a freshman. That's awesome. But our Auto Concepts Performance of the Week this week goes to Carroll Lee Walburn, who for the 3rd time now in 2 years has broken the team record in the decathlon. He was down at the Brian Clay Invitational in Azusa, California over the weekend, and went 7,156 points in the 10 events, and finished 3rd in his group. He would place 1st in the NAI, and he's the only one to go past 7,000 points this year in the NAI, which is pretty awesome. He is the reigning national champ, by the way, and had 7,095 points at Outdoor Nationals a year ago, was 2nd in the heptathlon in the indoor season. He's pretty awesome. And he's just a sophomore. And he was the only one in the NAI to participate in his group. There was Oregon, Iowa State, North Dakota State, and some NCAA D2. You got the Trudnowski coming up, and the Frontier Championships the end of the month in Great Falls. So that is our Auto Concepts Performance of the Week. Lee Walburn of Carroll College. It's pretty impressive. All right, let's do On This Day in History. And it is April the 18th. We mentioned Animal Crackers Day. I was a big fan. I like both the Frosted and the Plain. They're both really good. It is National Columnist Day and Lineman Appreciation Day, and not football. These are the guys and gals that risk their lives to make sure that you have electricity and power, especially after storms. They're out there in the freezing cold. They're out there in all conditions, and we appreciate the National Lineman Appreciation Day. 1995, on this date, Joe Montana announces his retirement from football. 1998, Tennessee quarterback Peyton Manning, the first pick by the Indianapolis Colts, and one of the top 2 biggest busts in the NFL ever, Ryan Leaf, selected 2nd. Wayne Gretzky played his final game in the NHL on this date in 1999. Dick Clark passed away on this date from a heart attack in 2012. I got a chance to interview Mr. Clark in Vegas in 2003 at the first year that the Academy of Country Music Awards were held in Vegas. And he was always the executive producer of the shows. And we were there, my news director, camera operator, and I were there for the rehearsals and the show. But the rehearsals is when we got a chance to talk to a lot of the country music stars, Brooks and Dunn, Winona, others. But got the chance to talk to Dick Clark. And what an amazing dude. I mean, you think about his career, and unbelievable. And what he did for music, what he did for television. He was just an amazing, amazing guy. And one of my all-time favorite interviews that I ever got a chance to talk to. And I've talked to a lot of different people. But he couldn't have been more welcoming with his time, and just a great guy. But he's still missed. I mean, it's still Dick Clark's Rockin' New Year's Eve on I believe, ABC. But yeah, that was a lot of fun talking with him. All right, let's do this.
We're almost Just at the end of the show, what did we learn? And what did he miss? Time for the walk-off.
The walk-off presented by Cafe Zydeco, where the Big Easy meets the Big Sky, the best Cajun food this side of New Orleans, and man, unbelievable. If you like spicy, they got it. If you like medium, they got it. If you like po' boys, if you like etouffee, if you like Cajun food in general, there's literally no better place outside of New Orleans to get Cajun food. And I've never been to New Orleans, but I would put Cafe Zydeco here in Helena up against, and also Bozeman and Billings, but I would put their Cajun food up against anybody's. And I've had some great Cajun food, but never the quality of Cafe Zydeco. That's going to be on the menu this week, I'm sure.
The Jason Walker. We always hear.
Whoops. I don't know what I'm doing. Just pushing buttons all over the place. Great to be back. Can't wait till tomorrow. Stanford Hall of Fame head women's basketball coach, national champion, Tara Vanderveer will join us tomorrow, coming up here on the Jason Walker Show. Looking forward to chatting with her. She'll be in Dillon May 7th for commencement at Montana Western. And she loves Montana, so we'll talk to Tara Vanderveer tomorrow. Thanks to Ryan Schulte. Thanks to Nicole Riebe for joining us today. Thanks to all of our great sponsors, and of course, you, the fans of the Jason Walker Show. Go to jasonwalkershow.com. Click on the donate page if you get a chance. Help us out. Keep bringing great Montana sports coverage that nobody else does in the state of Montana. We'll see you tomorrow, 4 o'clock. This has been another presentation of the Jason Walker Show. See you tomorrow.
The Jason Walker Show is produced by the Jason Walker Media Company. Any reuse, rebroadcast, or retransmission without the express written consent of the Jason Walker Show is strictly prohibited. Just listen, watch, and enjoy.